Get speakers. We'll start with Mr. Gavrilos, President and CEO of Our Education Foundation.
Good evening. Good to see everyone. Before I start, where's the clock? I want to make sure I keep it on. I'm kind of the oddball here for a lot of reasons. I'm neither an educator nor an academician, but I know a thing or two about leadership. And my son, when he was at the Air Force Academy, heard a speech by General Mark Welsh, which is on YouTube, and you should all watch it to see about leadership. And General Welsh challenged the cadets. He said, the essence of leadership is to love and care for those under your command. Dr. Rodriguez and Dr. Salzman, I don't know what kind of a teacher, principal, or supervisor you were, but I know what kind of a leader you were. Dr. Rodriguez stood in the parking lot during Tools for Schools in that broiling sun and personally shook the hand of every one of those 110 schools who came to get school supplies that day. When we published the 9 truckloads of school supplies we got from Office Depot about 2 months ago, I hit the send button, Mr. Barbieri, and before D had hit, I had a phone call from you-know-who, Saltzman. I just picked up the phone. He said, I want some. I said, you want some what? He goes, I want some of those supplies for my teachers. I need them for my teachers. Gentlemen, again, I don't know what kind of a teacher or educator you are, but I know what kind of a leader you are. And that's why we at the Education Foundation have no problem saying in front of a room full of people, we love you and we wish you well and nothing but success in your future. We have finished an amazing year. Red Apple Supply Store this year had 588 teachers who comprised 802 shops. And this next number is mind-blowing. I stood before this board in August and said we're projecting to distribute approximately $400,000 in school supplies. Thanks to our partners over at Office Depot and that amazing donation, Dr. Fenoy, Mr. Barbieri, and this school board, we distributed this year alone $610,834.27 worth of school supplies to our Palm Beach County public school teachers. Over 579 volunteers spent 2,383 hours serving our Palm Beach County public school teachers. This is the work of the Education Foundation in a nutshell. We bring this amazing community and we unite it to the most incredible teachers. Again, in summation of our work in 2018, 2019, in addition, over $830,000 in grants from local corporations and foundations were brought through the Education Foundation to the school district. Many of these we've discussed at length in past meetings. The J.P. Morgan Chase grant to support the firefighter initiative, the Jim Moran Foundation grant to support the training of project-based learning teachers, and of course all of our Go Teach grants, $63,000 worth, and all of our CFEF matching grants, $470,000. All told, $830,000 in grants came through the Ed Foundation to your teachers, $610,000 of school supplies, for a total value brought by the foundation to this district of $1,400,000 just in this previous school year. Ladies, we'll take that applause. But it's not about us, and it's not about the Ed Foundation. It's about this amazing community. The business community loves our teachers, they love this district, and they are waiting to support. And I can't wait till the July meeting when I get to tell you what the matching grant program is going to be for the forthcoming year. Oh gosh, I hope this isn't going out over the air, because Tallahassee got it right and they actually increased the amount of funding, so we get to give more money away to our teachers, schools, and principals for the next forthcoming school year. Ladies and gentlemen, we're hard at it with our incredible administrators, with this great school board, with the board of directors of the Education Foundation, our amazing staff, but most especially on behalf of those we serve, we are your Education Foundation, serving the schools, teachers, students, and principals in the finest school district in the state of Florida.
Thank you. President Charmaine Postal from the Palm Beach County PTA. Is she here? Juan Pagan, President of the Puerto Rican Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County and Florida Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hola, buenas noches. On behalf of the Puerto Rican Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the Florida Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce, we would like to say thank you to the board. Thank you, Dr. Fenoy. We really appreciate what you're doing. I'm not talking specifically about the Office of African American, Latino, and Gender Studies. Why? Because we're talking about here integrity. We're talking about here fusion. We're talking about, I've been a resident of Palm Beach County for the last 30 years. I have seen many changes in here galore. The changes that are here are not going away. It's going to keep coming. Some of the rough numbers we're looking right now, population of Palm Beach County, 1.6 million people, out of which 31% or maybe 500,000 are Hispanics. Now, the next question is, the Puerto Rican Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, do you have to be Puerto Rican to belong? No. We have everybody, even from Russia, so we have everybody and his mother there. It's about working together. Our main emphasis, education. Why education? Because that's the kind of quality of candidates the employers will be able to take, whether it's a labor or whether it's professional, whether it's a doctor, whether it's a lawyer. It's about working together, and education makes it really hard. That's what it's all about. Also, at the same time, I would like to say thank you for that committee of the, African American Hispanic genders, the 7th Hispanic, Hispanic Latino Studies Summer. That was a great, fantastic show. It was amazing. Now, the other one committee that I belong is the Equity and Disparity Committee. It's something that I enjoy. We talk about being bilingual. And it can bring back memories, and I have to clarify, I went to school in the previous century. Now, and I remember when was mandatory for me to take English and Spanish from 1st grade all the way to 2nd year of college. I have no choice. I remember when 6th grade, I have to take history of the world, history of the United States, and the history of Puerto Rico, all the way to 2nd year of college. I have no choice. Remember when I went to college, and all my textbooks were in, guess what language? English. And I have no choice. The only ones who had an option was a professor to teach the class in Spanish or English. So, yes, I did have some gringos as teachers, professors, when I was there. And I enjoyed, and it helped me when I was, the draft was still there. So when I was drafted, it helped me, But again, thank you for your support. And especially I want to say thank you to Brian Knowles, Patricia Trejo, Karen Jefferson, Sonia Morgan. Thank you, guys. We appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Sue Davis-Killian from the Gold Coast Down Syndrome Organization. And after that, Mr. Katz, President of the Classroom Teachers Association.
Good evening. Nice to see you all again. It's been quite a while since I've been here, and that is because things are actually going pretty well in the world of special education. I haven't had anything to complain about for a while. And I have to say, after all these really nice speeches, I am so glad I'm not here complaining tonight. We obviously still have a lot of work to do, but we've made a lot of progress. And I've always felt that if people want to complain when things aren't going well, that they have a responsibility to speak up when they are going well. And that doesn't always happen. I've been meaning to come here for months to let everybody know that we're making progress and things are going well, but, life gets in the way. But I'm happy to report that the Gold Coast Down Syndrome Organization has a really good working relationship with Kevin McCormick and the ESC department. And as you long-timers know, that was not always the case. When issues arise, which they inevitably do, I always know that I can count on Kevin or the regional ESE coordinators, Teresa Pedro Morale, Janice Coe, and Anna Gomez, and also the Glades, but I don't have any people out there. But I know I can count on the regional coordinators or Kevin to step in and make sure that the right thing is done. And that's a really nice feeling. So as you all know, my favorite subject is the inclusion of students with disabilities. And we've made progress in that area. I have not had a student in my Down syndrome group be segregated against their wishes in over a year now. So that is really progress. We still have hearts and minds to change. We still have education and training to do, but things are improving. We actually have families in our Down syndrome organization who have moved here from Broward to Palm Beach County because we are light years ahead of Broward County in the subject of inclusion. And that is because this school board many years ago voted for the inclusion plan. And that, yay, yes. That, I tell you, it totally changed education in Palm Beach County for students with disabilities. So I want to thank the school board for that. I want to thank Kevin McCormick and the ESC department for continuing to implement it. And we'll continue working together on that for many years to come, I'm sure. And lastly, I just wanted to close on, I don't know if you all are aware or not, but Gold Coast Down Syndrome Organization and the ESE department have worked together for years now on a program called Exceptional Educators. And this is a program in which we train teachers who currently have a student with Down syndrome in their class. It's an all-day teacher training. We provide the hotel and meals. The ESC department pays for the teacher subs, and together they do part of the training and we do part of the training. And we've trained over 600 or almost 600 teachers over the years, and we always get rave reviews. And I don't think it's just because we give them a hot lunch and warm cookies in the afternoon. But we do want our teachers to know that we appreciate the extra effort that they put in for our students. And I just want to say that this program, which has been so successful and growing every year, is just an example of the magic that can happen when we can all work together with open hearts and open minds. So thank you all.
Ms. Gillian, I want to thank you for coming and taking the time, because you're right. Most of the time, people that come here are not happy with something the administration is doing, so we appreciate that you took the time to tell us that they're doing it right. Thank you. Mr. Katz?
Thank you. And I promise I won't complain about anything either. My name is Justin Katz. I'm the president of the Palm Beach County Classroom Teachers Association. I'll try to be brief. The only thing I really want to talk tonight is we are in the midst of entering all three versions of negotiations that not only the teacher bargaining unit, but some of the other bargaining units are involved in too. We've been involved in our collective bargaining agreement negotiations for a couple months. We've been involved in our GENC, our evaluation negotiations, for a couple months, and also the healthcare agreement expires on January 1st, 2020. So in a couple weeks, we'll start that negotiation as well, which is a collaboration of all the bargaining units bargaining with the district. With regards to healthcare, I'm going to assume that there will be no request for additional costs from anybody, because last year we made some significant concessions, so I won't even waste any time talking about healthcare, because I assume that the district is going to bring a no-cost increase agreement to the table. That is my hope. With regards to evaluation negotiations that are ongoing, we implemented a number of changes that were negotiated last year, and I think you're going to see the fruit of those changes as it relates to the results of evaluations, which won't be finalized until the student scores in the fall and all that come out. But I think overwhelmingly teachers are satisfied with many of the changes. I think administrators in the district, if you talk to them, like many of the changes and the effect that will take place. There are some kinks that we are working out right now to make sure that everything we put in place actually comes to fruition. So that's kind of the status of evaluation negotiations. And then the last version of negotiations would be the contract itself. And in terms of language, it's gone from both sides back and forth. I'm not sure where that's going to go. There doesn't seem to be anything overly contentious. We haven't brought up salary, which is obviously one of the biggest components of our negotiations every year, but that will be coming at the next session. The CTA intends to put forward a salary proposal. I know the district, I don't think, is prepared to respond in real time, because you're working on your budget for next year and you're still combing through some of the budgetary changes as a result of Tallahassee. But we certainly look forward to putting our offer on the table, and we look forward to carrying on the collaborative process that took place in negotiations for the previous year, which, as I've been quoted in the past for saying that was kind of the smoothest and most agreeable and friendly negotiation in a long time, and we certainly look to have that extend into the current round of all three negotiations that I mentioned. So, like I said, no complaints. Unless healthcare costs go up, then there will certainly be complaints. But we appreciate your work and we appreciate your support, and I hope everyone's having a great summer. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Katz. Okay, does anybody want to pull anything else from the consent agenda? So I pulled BCS1, Comprehensive Safety Inspection.